Welcome to the second video in the short series on OIC projects. This one we're going to look at working within a project, designing your integrations, etc. Also project deployment and project observability. So you can see the three links we have here: design, deploy, and observe. Let's go through them and see what's on offer here. Now, of course, as already mentioned, the integration artifacts I see here are within the project and are only visible within the project unless I've granted access to the outside world. Now, creating the integrations is the same as creating the integrations outside of a project, with one difference here. And you can see here this checkbox where you can check and make this available to other projects. So this integration could conceivably be called via local invoke from another integration, be it within a project or outside of projects altogether. So we see here integrations, connections, the exact same thing. Everything here is created inline, making it very, very easy for you to do all of your development work within this environment here. Now, just look at one of the integrations we created in an earlier video. This is the parallel checks. You can see here the run within this is very easy to run these integrations. Just click the button there and this guy is starting to run. When we go back over here, we can now click on observability, or observe, I should say. And here you see, okay, the list of the integrations that have been run within the last hour. Of course, you've got the filtering thing here, sort by last update or name, and then the date range and whatever. And you can see here, of course, you know, production, as we know, is up to 32 days, audit 8 days, and debug is 24 hours. So you can see all of these highlighted here, plus more. And of course, I can check on whatever status the integration has and which particular style that integration is and so on. What's also very interesting here is, let's just look at this guy here, is you have here the statistics that are available here at this level, at integration level. So you can see the minimum processing time, maximum processing time, average processing time, standard deviation, and so on. So you can see exactly the minimum processing time was 341 milliseconds. We see here that the maximum processing time was also 341 because we just ran this once here. But you get these interesting stats all over. So let's look at another one where we will have different stats. Let's go into this guy here. And you can see here, we can activate these guys here and you see, okay, minimum, maximum was 634 milliseconds, minimum was 89 milliseconds, etc. So very, very useful information that is available there. And of course, the percentiles, for example, 95% of these integration flows have completed within 634 milliseconds. Very, very useful information that we have here. Now, when I click on the instances tab here, I get another view. And you can see this donut style control here to show the different status of our integration flows here. Now, okay, 94.7% have succeeded. One of them has been errored, but you can see the other status that we could have, like aborted, queued, blocked, in progress, paused, resubmitted, etc., etc. So all of this information is available here within the project. And as I say, again, this observability is for the integrations within the project only. And of course, if I had future runs here for particular integration scheduled jobs, I could see them here. I don't have any at the moment, which means I can actually just go back in here. And I have a scheduled job here. Excuse me. Went back a step too far there. And here it is here, our friend here. And let's go in here to the schedule. So I can schedule this to run every day. Let's start the schedule. Okay, so we have that here. And just close that guy off there. And we can also here, track instances, delete the schedule, etc., etc. Let's go back in here now. And before we go, you can see here, repeats daily. So going back into our observability here, and we go to future runs. We see our friend here ready there for execution on a daily basis. Okay. Yeah, different views are available there, but I suppose the one that's most important here would be the weekly view. As you can see here, that's for next day and so on. Okay, so we've looked at developing our integration flows, etc., within a project. We see there's no major differences there. Again, don't forget about the share option here. Per default, integrations are the integrations that you create within here are private, but you can at any point, when not at any point, but when creating an integration, you can decide to make it available to other projects. Now let's look at deployments. Now I've got a multiple integrations here. And from these multiple integrations, what I can actually do is I can create a deployment. Now, a deployment is a collection of versions of particular integrations that I want to deploy together. So I can create a deployment, and I call it here OCW deploy 1. And then you can see here are all of the integrations that are available, and along with their version number. So as you can see here with the finance check, I can say, do I want that? I say, I don't want the finance check. Or I say, in this case, I do want the finance check. I want the legal check here. Parallel checks, I want that guy there. Now imagine if I say that's all I want to release at this particular point in time. I can actually just go in for the rest here and then just say none, none, and so on. And with that, I can actually define, okay, what is my integration set, so to speak, and let's include this guy as well. We include that guy as well. Okay, so we just say V1 of Oracle Cloud World demo. So I've saved this now, this deployment, and it includes those 4 integrations that I selected. And of course, now I can go in here and I can, for example, export that. So I could clone that deployment, but I could also export that deployment. So let's export the deployment. It's going to be exported as developed. Now, where does this developed term come from? Well, it really refers to the fact that this has been developed by an OIC user. We will in OIC, and we have today in OIC, what are known as business accelerators, which are out-of-the-box best practice integration implementations for specific business use cases. So these are really Oracle developed, so they would not be shown here as developed. They would be shown here as Oracle. And then we can, of course, just export this. So now this demo has been, or this project, or this thing of the project has been exported. And as you see here, it has created that .car file. And this is something I mentioned at the very, very start when we're going in to create a new project. For example, here, I can then import a car file. So that's just an overview of designing and developing your integrations within an OIC project. No major difference really to what doing it outside a project or outside of a project. We've looked at the observability within the project as well, seeing all of the new stats that are available there, the new controls that are available to show you the status of the various flows that you have running. Also, we've looked at the deployment, how easy it is to do that. And with that, the video is at an end. And I look forward to the next video that we will be creating, which will be looking at OIC observability per se. And with OIC observability, we'll be looking at observability within OIC, but also what's available at OCI logging and OCI logging analytics levels. Thank you very much.